Hey y'all, welcome back to the Hebert house. Today I am going to share with you our homeschool curriculum for 2018-2019 for our 8th grader, and also tell you why we decided that homeschooling was going to be best for us again this year. But first, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss any updates on the Hebert house. I'm the mom here, I'm Lelia, and this is our little corner of the world where we share cleaning, organizing, homeschool, and our trying to conceive journey of Hebert house baby number 2 after an infant loss. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. So I have a lot of curriculum to show you, so I want to go ahead and get this video started. But the reason why we are homeschooling, I know that we had shared earlier this year that we were looking at private schools for the dude, but we have decided to keep him home. Little background, we brought the dude home and the dude is my son Bobby. He's 13 and in the 8th grade. We brought him home in 7th grade. Bobby has a viral, it's like an immune deficiency where his body doesn't fight viruses very well. So where you and I would get strep and be sick for 3 to 4 days, Bobby gets strep and he's sick for 2 to 3 weeks. And after a 2-week stint in ICU a couple years ago and just several illnesses, we were like, okay, public school is obviously not for us. He keeps getting sick. We were having a hard time getting work from his teachers, so we just brought him on home. And we did homeschool last year, which actually turned out perfect for us. But going into the 8th grade and future high school, he does want to go to a private high school just to have that high school experience. And we had thought about maybe getting him into 8th grade just so he could start making friends. And he was okay with the idea. He likes being home. But we went ahead with it and did the application at a local private Christian school. And the day, okay, so basically the reason why we're staying home is because I followed my mom heart, my mom tuition, I guess you would say. Because the day we went to drop him off for testing, I had this like feeling in my stomach that it wasn't right. I know that Bobby doesn't test well. Scratch that. He tests great in everything but math. Bobby can have 100 in his math class and still test poorly in a standardized math test. So I knew that going in. I was trying not to pressure him too much. I didn't want to make him more nervous. We got his test results back and he did amazing in the English and Lit part. And like I knew he was going to do, he struggled a little in the math, but he still did well enough. And we got those results and we were told the principal would call us back on Wednesday. And so during that time, I took the time to pray and just ask God to please show me the guidance I needed to figure out what was best for our family and for Bobby in the 8th grade. And so I did some praying and kind of just left it at the foot of the cross. And on Wednesday, we were supposed to get a call from the principal, did not receive one. So I called Wednesday, left a message. Thursday, I was looking for a call from the principal, did not get one. Called Thursday afternoon, left a message. And in this time, I'd been speaking to one of my best friends, Anne, about homeschooling and just how I was feeling. And as I was speaking to her, I opened up my email and there was an email in there that said, time to order your 8th grade curriculum. And I told her that and she was like, it doesn't sound like you really need any other signs from God. You know what your heart is telling you to do. And so that afternoon and that evening, I ordered all of my 8th grade curriculum and here we are. I'm a big follower of mom tuition. I know that in my heart, I know what's best for my child more than anyone else and what's best for our family. And so we are keeping the dude home again next year. We're really excited. So that's the whole story of why we aren't in private school but at homeschool again next year. And I'm gonna go ahead and get into the curriculum because there is a lot of it. We have decided to go with the Abeka system again this year. We did it last year, and as a mom with no teaching background, it's really easy for me to teach and it's easy to go with the lesson plans. And I love that it's a faith-based program. We are a Christian family and faith-based curriculum is important to us. And so we did go with that, which I'm gonna show you at the end of the video, his actual like everyday curriculum at math, science, social studies, and English. But before I do that, I'm gonna show you kind of the things that I'm adding to make our homeschool ours. The first thing that I am adding are his extracurriculars. And we chose 2 different ones. He does swim and he does guitar. So those are his like out of the house extracurriculars. He does guitar lessons twice a week and he swims competitively, so he'll be getting back in the pool this fall to do that. But the extracurriculars that I chose to teach him were these: Foundations of Personal Finance, Middle School Edition for Homeschool, and this is by Dave Ramsey. I'm not great at managing money. I'll be the first to admit it. My husband is phenomenal at it. And I really just wanted to take this opportunity, as Bobby is an 8th grader. He's now a teenager. He does get an allowance, but he's starting to get to where he wants more expensive things, more expensive clothes. Y'all, Nike is outrageous. His guitars, his video games, all of it's getting a little bit more expensive. And so instead of us paying for these things, I really want him to earn it, but I also want him to learn the finances of making good monetary decisions early. So that's why I got this. And like I said, it's Foundations of Personal Finance, Middle School Edition. And this is the student text, and it goes over like the dangers of debt. It learns all of the different vocabulary, like interest, compound interest, the value of money, investing for the long term, the case of stolen identity, economic development, getting into the market, marketing and consumerism. So it goes over all of this stuff that he really is just going to need to know on a basic level. And I'm kind of excited because I'm hoping to learn some things from it too. So I ordered this from the Dave Ramsey website, and I'm excited. Now we'll do a review on this at the end of the year on at the end of the semester of what we thought about it. It is a 9-week program, but I'm going to kind of stretch it out over the first half of our school year. And he is going to be getting an allowance each week that he's going to have to manage. And then at the end of the semester, we're going to kind of have him show me what he's done with it. So that's the first thing. The next thing is the second half of the year. I picked up this. It's called Preneur, and this is a young entrepreneurs with big ideas, and it's a program by Adam Torin and Matthew Torin. And I got this because I wanted it to be kind of like a business program. After the financial part, I thought a business program for the second half of the year would be beneficial. So we're going to go through this of how to set up a business and what to charge, how to reach your audience, networking. It's really cool. It's a cool book. And then at the end of the year, he's going to have to put a business together with his business model and his financial model and present it to me. So that is what we're doing for that extracurricular. The other thing that we are mixing in is etiquette. Bobby goes to a program here in Augusta called Social Inc. And I went to it when I was in middle school. And it's basically, he went to a social manners class, which teaches him his social manners. And then he goes to social every other week where he learns, dances like the waltz and just how to present himself in society. And I think it's uber important, especially in the world that we're in, where everybody is just does not care about how they present themselves. It's important to me. So along with penmanship, which we are going to practice because Bobby's penmanship is awful, we are going to be doing etiquette. And I got this book. It is, let's see if I can get it to show, 50 Things Every Young Gentleman Should Know. And we're going to do this as curriculum, just once or twice a week. So just like an example of things in here, like using a cell phone, winning well, how to win well, how to behave in a movie theater, responding to invitations. So all these things that he may not necessarily know the proper way to do or what is expected of him, we're just gonna cover in a very just like short-term way, just me and him, so he knows what's expected of him as he gets older as a teenager. So that's the other thing that we're going to be adding. So those are my 2 extracurriculars. And then I was gonna show you real quick, I just picked these up at Target. These are not his grade level, but Bobby tells me all the time that he's bored and I get tired of it. So I made a busy box. And so I've got Presidents of the United States. These are just workbooks that he can grab out for 30 minutes and work every time he tells me he's bored. The United States, so that's states. Cursive practice, which we are going to practice a lot because they do not teach that in school anymore. And he went to go sign a check the other day and doesn't know how to write his name in cursive. So no more. Multiplication, that's just speed, and space and solar system. So all of these were at Target. And like I said, these are way under his grade level, but I figured for busy work, when he tells me he's bored and I don't want to hear it, go pick up a busy book and get to it. So I added these. And then I did want to show you this too. This is just his planner that I got. I got this off of Amazon. I'll try to link it below. I'll try to link as much of this curriculum below as I can. And it's just like the one he would get in school, because I want to make sure even at we're at home that he is writing down his assignments and things like that, what he will need to do when he gets to high school. That, oh, and I got these. I got Spanish basic words, because he has not learned a foreign language, so I figured we'd start with that, and then also US presidents, because my goal for the end of the year is that he will know all 50 of them. So that's that, and I hope I'm not going through this too fast. I just don't want this video to be like super long. All right, so the next thing I wanted to do is I wanted to show you the books that we would be reading this year. We do two things, three. One, we do a read aloud in the mornings, like while he's eating breakfast, we'll sit on the couch and I'll read to him. And so the books that I got for us to do that this year are the Lord of the Rings series. So I've got all of them. I don't know if we'll make it through all 4, but what we really like to do, we did Harry Potter last year, is we'll read through the book and then like on a Friday night or a Saturday, we'll watch the movie together. So that's why I got this. So I got The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Rings, Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, and Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. So I'll link these down below. All of these extra books I got from Amazon. So this is what we'll be doing as our read aloud. Then I got him some classics that he is gonna read throughout the year. And these will be his independent readers, or he has to do 5 book reports during the year. And so he can choose maybe one of these for book report. But I got him Treasure Island. See if you can see that. Treasure Island. Gulliver's Travels. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Black Beauty. The Legend of Sleepy Hollow and Rip Van Winkle. And Around the World in 80 Days. So obviously you can see I have a travel theme going into this year, because I'm hoping that we'll be able to travel more this year being at home with him. And we're definitely going to be going on a couple of trips to back up his curriculum. So those are the classics that I got. And then the other 4 books that I got that were not classics are In His Steps. This is a book about the What Would Jesus Do movement and where it started and how it started. So I got that. I got Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry. Let's see if I can get that. Yeah. Ghost. This is a book about a kid who joined a team and did not feel part of it, and how he was able to kind of correct that and still become a team player, which Bobby struggles with because he is not a team sport kid. He's definitely like a solo sport kid. That's why he swims. So I wanted to just maybe see if this would be a good fit for him. And then the last one that I got that I'm actually really excited about is this book, and it's called The Thing About Jellyfish. And this book is about a middle school girl whose best friend passed away, and it's her way of working through the grief and figuring out how to move forward. And as you all know, Bobby has went through a lot of loss in the last year between our baby and his godfather and my aunt, and so he's still trying to figure that out, really. He struggles with it, and there's some days that are a lot worse than others, so I'm hoping that this book may help just for him not to feel so alone. So I got this. And that's it. That's a lot of independent reading, but I'm really just trying to amp up his reading because he's not a natural reader. So I really want to encourage him to get through these series. Okay, so now on to his curriculum. Like I said, we are using the Abeka program, Abeka Academy, and it is a faith-based program. So for his English, he is going to be doing vocabulary, spelling, and poetry 2. It's just got his vocabulary and spelling each week. He will be doing grammar and composition 2. And he will be doing Of Places literature. So it's just a literature book, and it is going to back up his history, which he is doing America, Land That I Love, which is US history. And so most of the literature in his literature book backs that up, and they're like Americana stories and stories of the past in America. So I'm excited for him to read that. So like I said, his history he's doing is America, Land That I Love, and it is all about US history in a Christian perspective. So I'm excited, really excited about that, because me and him both are history buffs, and I'm excited because I'm hoping that we can take him to Washington, D.C. at the end of the year after he's learned all of this and really kind of drive it home. Next up is geography studies and projects, and the civics activity book. So all of that's part of his US history. Next up is science, earth, and space. And then he's got his activity book for that. And then last is pre-algebra. I'm hoping that we can kind of fly through this, honestly, so that we can get a little bit of Algebra 1 towards the end of the year, just to start out for high school. But this is what we're gonna start with, is pre-algebra. So that's it. I know that was really fast, but it was a lot of books, so I just wanted to get through it. Like I said, I will link them all down below so you can see what we actually ordered if you're interested in ordering as well. So that's it. I'm really excited about the school year coming up. We're remodeling or redoing our classroom. Last year we brought him home at the middle of the year, so it was kind of in just taking my office and making it into a classroom, and I wanted to give him his own space this year. So we're redoing that, and I'll have a tour coming up, and then we'll also kind of do a day in the life of our homeschool. So I'm excited about this year and the possibilities. If you'll like to pray over our homeschool, we would really appreciate it as we go forward with this year. That's all I have today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe. God bless.